Hello there, I'm Scotty, you're not, and welcome to Full Moon Friday. We are taking a look at Trancers 3. In this movie, Jack, it's 1 year after the events of the first film. Jack and Lena are having marital problems. Uh, but Jack asks her to dinner, but that is ruined when, he says, I want to have one last dinner so that I want to have one dinner, maybe we can talk, try to fix this, but then he gets sent up the line back to the future where we meet Harris, played by Stephen Mocht, who I know from Amityville. Uh, it's about time. And it's really weird because Megan Ward returns as uh, Jack's ex-wife, Alice. They were in the same movie together, or will go on. Before that, 1992, same year. That's interesting. But yeah, we find out McNulty died. That's sad. But there is someone who is sending Trancers. Then they need to send Jack back to 1995 to stop whoever it is, because Lena knows who it is, but she doesn't know it yet. She knows it in 2005. So, yeah. So he's sent back to 2005 and finds out that Lena has remarried. She has a daughter. The daughter doesn't look 12 years old, so I don't think it's Jack's daughter. No, later he has a daughter. I don't know. There is a continuity error, though. At the beginning of this, we see a commercial where Jack's in the commercial for something, and he calls himself Jack Death. That's a continuity error. He's supposed to be Phil Deathton in that time period, not Jack Death. So I think maybe whoever wrote this forgot that he's not Jack Death in the 1990s. He's Phil Deathton. The baseball player guy, Cab, he's gone. He's no longer important. Even though he's one of the most important people, if he dies, then the Trancers win, I guess, but he's not in this movie. Likewise, Lena's only in it for a small amount of time. Ellen Hunt it's when she started getting big, I guess she's not in it that long. And we're introduced to Shark, played by R.A. Mihailoff, or Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, as his character of Shark, who brings Jack to the future and then disappears for almost the entire movie until the end. And then we're left off saying, oh, they're going to be partners. But as far as I've looked, he's not in any of the other ones. So I don't know. Budget thing? I don't know. Also, there's a stark difference. The future that Jack goes to is very gritty, very grimy. You have Stephen Mock smoking after him to smoke. It's all dark and dingy and grungy, People are laying there injured or dead. And after he saves them, he goes back to the future, and it reminds me of Bill and Ted, where they're all three, like Harris, Alice, and Thelma Hawkins' character. We're all like standing all three like they're the three most important people in the world from Bill and Ted. It's really weird. But yeah, our villain is Andrew Robinson, playing, if I'm reading this wrong, Colonel Daddy Mother? I don't know. That's what it says. Andrew Robinson's a great actor. You see him in Hellraiser and Child's Play 3. Pesto, you're bald. You know they're not bald, but it just, I don't know. Overall, this movie is like an hour and 14 minutes long, and nothing really happens. Like, they established that the Colonel Mother is injecting these humans, these soldiers, with Trancer DNA to make them Trancers, but some of them can't control it because, first of all, I don't know. We see the commercial thing catch up with Jack, and he says he's getting taken down the line, and they're gonna send him back to 2005. They send him, and then we for the next like 10 minutes, we follow these soldiers, and I'm like, wait, where's Jack? I thought we were following Jack. Usually he would go straight to Jack. I'm thinking, oh, he's gonna be transplanted into his 2005 self. That doesn't happen. Did they forget that he was in someone else's body? Because for all intents and purposes, he should, like, as my big question is, like, if he got sucked back to the future, and that means that Phil should have taken over his own body again, which he'd be very confused after 1992. But they don't ever imply that. They just, it's Jack. Did they forget about that, or did they decide not to worry about it because it'd be too much? I don't know. It's very confusing to me. I'm just saying. Also, I feel like, I just thought of this. Lena having a child with someone else, doesn't that ruin Jack's timeline? Because in the first one, they said that she is like his great-great-grandmother or whatever. Well, if she left Jack, like she was supposed to get with Phil Deathton, which would lead to the creation of Phil. Well, she married Jack, or the creation of Jack. So she married Jack. Did he ruin his, like, he shouldn't exist, right? I don't know. They don't know how to remember continuity because it's very confusing. Like, she was like his great-great-grandmother or whatever, and like eventually that would lead to Jack down the line. So my problem here is that if they got married, if this daughter is not Jack's, you think she would have to be Jack's daughter. But it's been 13 years, she didn't look like she was 12. And the way they were acting, I don't think they'd had sex in a while, so I don't know, it's not plausible for her to be Jack's daughter. So I don't know, it kind of ruins the continuity a little bit here. Either they forgot or they're ignoring it just so movies can happen from now on. And this full moon, continuity is not really the best suit, but I don't know. Continuity is a little wonky in these movies. There's some decent action scenes, especially when Shark comes back and you got them both fighting down a corridor against these things. And then, for some reason, Shark stops working so Jack can have fight scenes by himself with these people. And then Shark comes back online. I'm like, what happened? Malfunction. And I'm like, that is a lazy way to have Jack finish them off. It's just, I don't know. This movie was fine. It's the middle of the road. It's nothing to write home about. The first two are better. Tim Thomerson is still great. But other than that, I don't know. It started out decent. I liked the way things were going. And then, oh, okay, superpower, okay. But then it just sort of meandered. There's a lot less Jack in this than the first two. Like, they spend more focus on the soldiers than they do Jack, and it's really weird. Like, you come to watch these movies for Jack Death, and he's sidelined. Like, he gets to do some stuff, and then he rescues this one soldier girl who doesn't want to be part of the experiments. But then he's captured again, so they focus on her and the other soldiers again. I'm like, okay. And then she rescues him, and there's this whole thing where she can't control it, but she's trying to control it, but she can't control it, so she has, Jack has to kill her. And then we have Jack finishing it off. And if we're gonna focus on Jack towards the end, that's fine, but then don't have Shark show up to help kick ass and then stop working. Just have Jack do it himself. I don't know. Like I said, it's the middle of the road. Nothing major. So far, it's my least favorite. But we're going to keep trugging along in this. I'm doing 2 franchises, technically. Because next week, I'm probably going to do Trancers 4. But I had to watch this on YouTube, by the way, because I don't have this on Tubi. So if you don't watch Trancers 3, it's only an hour and 14 minutes. That's a big positive, is that it's only an hour and 14 minutes, so it's not that long. You want to watch it, it's on YouTube. Just search Trancers 3. It's there. Yeah, so what are your thoughts on Trancers 3? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.